Hi guys, welcome to my quick tutorial on how to create a banner in Photoshop for use in your pet shop. Okay, so to start us off, we need to open up Photoshop. Okay, so you go to Start Programs, and you are looking for Photoshop CC. Now the issue is that I'm using the older. Oops, sorry, ignore that. The issue is I'm using the older version of Photoshop. So you may not find some of the options, but if you keep looking around, they're in there somewhere. And a lot of the functionality is very similar. Okay, so let's go into Photoshop. Let's create a new document. So File, New, and it should come up with a document. So I want you to call it banner, and I want the size of your document to be 800 by 209 pixels. So make sure you change the, if it says centimeters, I want you to change it to pixels, 800 by 209. Click on OK. Okay, so you should see a nice long box like this. Now the most important aspect is your toolbar along the side here, and you've got your layers on the right hand side. So if you can't see your layers on the right hand side, go to view, go to window and click on the layers option. Okay, and that should bring up the layers. So as you can see, at the moment I've got a background layer and there's got a padlock next to it. So to start me off, I want to create a new layer. Okay, so let's create a new layer, and as you can see, it comes up with that. I want to rename the layer, so let's call the layer, let's call it color back. Okay, click enter. So no, so I've got my white, I've got my color back, and I've got a basic layer within which to put my create my banner. So the first thing you need to do then is you need to download your images from Google. I want you to download the best quality images that you can get hold of. We can always resize the images in Google. In Photoshop. What we can't do is, if we start off with a low quality image, expand the image, because then it will look pixelated. So I want you to choose a good quality image. I've already got my images, so I'm not gonna go into Google, but you know how to do that, so I'm gonna leave that to you. So once you've selected your image, 2 to 3 images will be enough. So going back to my layer on this side, into color back, I want to add an image. So go to File, click on Place. Navigate to the place where you've stored your images that you've just downloaded. So for me, it's in Pet Shop, under Images, and it's the first little shop of house. Click on Place, and as you can see, the image comes up straight away on the banner. Move the image to the right hand side or to the left, totally up to you. Okay, and then once I've done that, I can click on the select tool in the move tool on the top left hand corner. It asks me, do I want to place the file? I click on place. As you can see, it's facing in the left hand direction. I don't want that. I want to face on the inside. So make sure that you've got the layer selected on the right hand side. Go to edit, go to transform, and go to flip horizontal. And what that does is it switches the image around from one side to the other. All right, so everybody with me so far. So that's just one image. I want to add another image. So I go back onto my layers section, click on new layer, and I want to call this one picture 2. Okay, go back into file, click on place, and now I want to select the other picture that I have. So again, picture comes up, it's in the layer that I want it, and I want to move it to the right hand side. With this one, I want to make it a little bit smaller, so I'm just resizing it a little bit. Don't worry about aspect ratios for the moment. It's gonna rasterize itself when it gets a chance. Once you've done that, click on the move tool, place the file, place, and as you can see, it goes into my banner. Now what I want to do is, that one's a bit bright. I want to just lower the tone of that picture. So can you see where it says opacity? You can change the opacity of an image. Can you see, as up and down as and when you wish. I'm going to change mine to 90%. Yeah, so let's go there. Okay, and as you can see, it's just a softer touch for the image. You can also add filters, so if you want to make more changes to the image, you can go to filter, you can make it blurred, you can distort it, etc. You know, there are quite a lot of options that you can do to your image in Photoshop, but I'm not gonna mess around with them today. I want to keep it totally simple. So now I've done that, I want to click on my T, so that's my text tool. Click there, and I want to give it a name. So I want to call mine Little Shop of Horrors. Select the text, and I'm gonna, as you can see along the top, I'm gonna put it into the middle. It's moved it over to the left, so let's just move it back into the middle again, like that. As long as you've got the layer selected, you can click on the T again. That gives you the option to edit the text. So let me select the text again. Let me make it slightly bigger. Alright, that's a bit too big, that. So let's bring that down to 42. Okay, and I can then mess around with the font. I want you to think of a font that's going to be suitable for your banner. Okay, so make sure that you don't just choose the font that I've chosen. I've chosen chalk duster because it just gives me that little bit of an effect on the image. So once you've done that, save your work, save the PSD file. So I'm going to save it in my within my website. So I'm going to call it banner.psd. Okay, so let's call that main banner. Click save, click OK. So I've got the main banner, but what I want to do now is I want to save just the banner in the middle for the web. So file, save for web. Okay, and you should see something like this. Have a look along. Are you happy with the banner? Yes, I'm happy. Click save. Okay, so once you've clicked save, it will ask you where do you want to save your JPEG image. This is the one that goes into our e-commerce site. So we need to go into our pet shop folder under images, and I'm going to call mine banner. So that'll be the name that I use. So click save, and that now has saved it into your images folder. So that's how to create a banner. I'm going to show you how to add the banner to Dreamweaver in class. Okay, but first of all, create your banner, and then once everybody's at a specific stage, then we'll do stage 2. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. I'm gonna turn off now.